find all sorts on Twitter, don't you? This is doing the rounds this morning. Now this is Paul Joseph Watson's racist rant, and there's going to be, no doubt, Guardian articles about this and things like that. Hope not hate are onto it. Now, he says some things here that there's no context available, and this is a recording made from a private conversation. So we don't know what came before it, and we don't know what came after it. This could be a lot of figurative speech. This could be laughing, joking, sarcasm, humour designed to shock and offend your friends, people you're allowed to let loose with. We don't know what came before and after it, although that's not the story here. The story is that somebody has handed this in to this guy's enemies and said, have at it. This is contents of a private conversation. I'll play the tape for you because it's there. Basically, this is not a smoking gun unless you decide that it is and want to make it one. And it's like the question should be, who has stabbed Paul Joseph Watson in the back? Who's decided to cut out this little bit of tape and set the mob on him as opposed to the police? There's different kinds of this institutional violence you can carry out, isn't there? You can call the cops and there's a lot of paperwork, or you can set the online hate mob on somebody and there'll be no paper trail whatsoever and no responsibility, and it's in essence very, very easy to smear people who've already decided you're an arsehole because you're on the wrong side. Well, this is what the guy had to say.
Nigger faggot activists who get in my way in London and stick signs up in my face trying to get me to join the gay faggot Palestinian cause. I don't give a shit about Israel or Palestine. I care about white people and not sand nigger packy Jew faggot coons. Yeah? I'll leave you with that. I really think that you should press the button to wipe Jews off the face of the earth.
You see this one, right? This is edited, isn't it? This is two that have been put together. You shouldn't mouth off like that, right? If you're talking like that to someone, you're doing it to shock them. But we don't know what came before and after. The guy who spoke after him might have been... this might have been a game of who can be the biggest genocidal cunt. It's a funny game. I mean... If he threw that at me, you can come back with something like, hey, why don't we just gas Africa? What? You just gas them, yeah. Come on. It's like, this could be anything. It could be any kind of stupid conversation. It's like, I have a mate, right, who doesn't want to talk about politics or global affairs ever. And he just says, you know what we should do? Nuke the fucking lot of them. And, you know, it's like, okay, it's something to say. There's nothing past that, because it's like the final word. I'll just shut it down. So it's like, this could be an attempt in a conversation to shut something down. So how about this? Stick this in your pipe and smoke it. How about I'll just fucking bombard you with a lot of shocking... Because if you're someone who can be easily offended, this will offend you. So I'm going to deliberately offend you. Because I can choose to do so. Because this is ist. These are weapons. If you know what you're on, if you know what you're doing, and Paul Joseph Watson must, at this stage of the game, know something about this thing he reports on. And it'd be a matter of, these are just weapons. I'm going to use my weapons against you. These are my verbal weapons to offend that have an emotional effect on people. And if I make them all pile up like that, I can make someone go... It's like, break it down, but this, here.
Yeah, I'll leave you with that.
End of conversation. Second conversation.
I really think that you should press the button to wipe Jews off the face of the earth. That's what you...
There's another question in between. There's a response in there. The guy said, gas Africa. I don't know. Unban whaling. That's one of my favourites. It's shocking things to say that people. But if you take the context away, it can be anything you want. They obviously don't like this guy. The thing that should be worrying him is Paul Joseph Watson. He knows who he had this conversation with, or he ought to, right? And if he doesn't, he's got a problem. He should know who this is who's betrayed him, because this is a private conversation. So someone's clipped this and given it to other people to use as a weapon, in much in the same way as these nasty words is used as weapons too.
Signs up in my face trying to get me to join a gay faggot Palestinian cause. I don't give a shit about Israel or Palestine. I care about white people and not sand nigger packy Jew faggot coons. Yeah?
It's like, we need to know what the forward and back of it is for it to mean anything. But hey, look what we've got. A 30-second voice recording provided by someone from a private conversation who's decided, let's throw Paul Joseph Watson to the wolves. Wonder who might have done that. I wonder who's been close enough to him to record him in this way and to then glean themselves a bit of loose talk. Like, I've heard a rumour or two about this guy. And it'd be, having heard a rumour or two about him, it's not to tell what the rumours are, it's to know that there are people in this world who've got some serious beef against Paul Joseph Watson. And this be an example of the lengths they're willing to go to try and bring him out into the open. I'll just leave it with you.